So we've looked at the role of exercise right now in terms of its impact on the prevention of certain types of cancers, but also as what the National Cancer Institute and the National Institutes of Health and the American Cancer Society look at as part of the survivorship process. So I really think that we're making great strides, if you'll pardon the treadmill pun, in terms of what exercise, the role of exercise and its place in long-term cancer care and treatment. Well, how did we get here? For those people who are on this webinar who may have heard me speak at a conference or have heard me lecture at a workshop, I usually pay homage to a friend of mine, Dr. Merle Winningham. She was a pioneer in the area of exercise and cancer back in the 1980s. She actually produced the first studies of aerobic exercise and their impact on cancer survivorship in 1983 through 1989. Merle was herself a cancer patient, and sadly she passed away way back in 2001. But I had the privilege of being able to speak with her for almost a year on a regular basis and really get her wisdom in terms of what she thought exercise, the impact that it was going to have. And one of the last conversations I had with her, she asked me, she said, you know, don't let my research be forgotten. So I pay homage to her, and I'm happy that the foundation that she laid is really something that I can actually pick up the ball and keep it moving forward. The second person I'd like to pay homage to is a lady named Karen Hornbostel, who founded the Summit Cancer Solutions, which was a series of exercise programs, nonprofit programs in the Denver area back in the 90s and the 2000s. Karen was a championship criterion cyclist back in the 80s and was diagnosed with cancer 5 times. And back in 2003, she won the Spirit of Survivorship Award through the Lance Armstrong Foundation, which you can see she's accepting taking her wig off at the ceremony. And again, sadly, Karen passed away in 2006, but she will be remembered by those of us who were not only knew about her athletics, but also who really knew that she was a champion of the role of exercise, because she used exercise not just as an athlete, but she used exercise as part of her continual recovery process from cancer until 2006. So for Merrill and for Karen, we say that I think that exercise in cancer is becoming more of the mainstream, and we actually have part of their spirit here to help us with the cause. So I want to look back. When people say, well, you know, you were the first guy to do exercise in cancer, I say, well, actually, that's not true. A Medical Fitness Association program, the Back on Track program in Naperville, was one of the programs I looked at first and foremost back in 92, 93 when I was interested in getting my program produced. Around the same time in New York City, there was a program that was aptly called the Force Program, started by a friend of mine, Jeff, and he was doing small programs right in Manhattan. In 1994, some of the epidemiology research from the University of Southern California came out and said that, hey, exercise may reduce the risk of breast cancer by almost 50%. Within a couple years, there were studies coming out from Europe with much larger sample sizes that says, hey, you know, you can reduce exercise from 25 to 50%. So in the 90s, the mantra for exercise and cancer, especially exercise and breast cancer, was that you could reduce the risk of this disease if you did lifetime physical activity, walking, gardening, whatever they did. And the results were actually fairly profound. The risk reduction was, as I said, up to 50%. And then studies started coming out in prostate cancer, colon cancer, et cetera, looking at the effects. Again, not quite as shocking in terms of those outstanding results, but between 10 and 20% risk reduction with those as well. So the 1990s was kind of the breakthrough decade in terms of where the large-scale research was coming about. Then in the 2000s, we saw more clinical-type research. Dr. Kerry Cornier from the University of Alberta really established himself as one of the world's leading clinical researchers, and to this day, he's still doing what I consider some of the best work both in clinical exercise and behavioral exercise for cancer recovery. A number of continuing education programs became available, and more information did appear in the cancer journals on the effects of exercise and the benefits for cancer survivors. And there are also many more presentations at Cancer Society conferences. I had the good fortune to speak at some of these conferences and found time and time again that I wasn't the only one who was speaking at these things. So today, where are we? We have hundreds of exercise programs worldwide for cancer patients, and we have lots of different types of education programs that people can choose from in terms of looking at the benefits of exercise and its effects on cancer recovery. So where are we headed? My goal when working with the Medical Fitness Association is I want to build a strong national provider network. We've got people out there, but they're pretty much working on their own. Secondly, I'd like to work with cancer organizations and cancer professionals to secure more types of patient referrals. Next, I'd like to develop, along with some of my business partners, strong technology components that will allow trainers, wellness center directors,